You are listening to Venus Rose, interactive spiritual Q&A and the power of sound.
Music is like sunshine.
Hello, conscious souls. How are you feeling? The energy of the new moon in Cancer from the 14th of July is slowly winding down. Cancer season has only some days left, and I did not want to let it go without taking a glance at motherly energy that comes with this zodiac sign. This is not something that is solely connected to a specific gender. On the contrary, it is not. It is about an instinct to nurture someone else or something else that can rise within any being. It may sound odd to some, but wings are the theme that come up for me constantly at present. The wings of the goddess Isis are a symbol of divine feminine grace and protection. In the mythology, she fans her wings to resurrect her counterpart Osiris. In Egypt, the depiction of her with the arms wide open are found in various forms and ways. She is honored for her power to create life. In the so-called New Age community, this goddess is connected to the binary star system of Sirius, the brightest star in our night sky. It is said that Sirius is the spiritual son of Gaia. The energy should elevate the consciousness of humankind. The old Egyptians curated their calendar around Sirius. When a planet is appearing again before dawn, after a cycle of absence, it is called a helical rise. Sirius does this during the summer months. It is marked by the annual flooding of the Nile River. The rise of Sirius, or Subtit, or Sothis, as the ancient Egyptians called the planet, was combined with the power of the feminine archetype of goddess Isis. Her tears about the death of her divine counterpart Osiris brought the Nile to overflow its borders. It marked the beginning of a new year back then, and is until today understandably of most importance for the agriculture in this country. Connecting the water, the life-giving element, and the fertility it brings to the land, with the fertility of the mother who gives birth to the children. I spoke to different mothers the last week. Each one was in difficult circumstances. They were doing their best to be there for their children. When I think about protection, the wings come up again. Being held or covered by someone so we can relax is often the most important thing. The nervous system needs to calm down. When it comes to my work, whether if it is in one-on-one sessions or outdoors with animals, what is always needed is a safe space. My energy field functions as a container, a sphere of light that is coherent in a way that the being can calm itself and become more clear. A stillness that wants to assist, to sort out the old stories that the mind tends to repeat and repeat. The emotions that come up during a day can be let go of immediately if we allow them to leave. Most of the time, each emotion is connected to a story that we create in our mind. For example, when a family father loses his job, he may be frightened at first if he did not see it coming. This is so understandable. What I mean by a fabricated story of the mind is if thoughts about being a failure come up. This is a mental creation that has nothing to do with the outer circumstances. It might be an old family pattern of being unworthy. The underlying truth is most likely that something way better is already waiting for him. If he is able to be reasonably calm and sort things out, he can make the steps that will take him to the next level. This was simply a small example. These emotional stories can go in multiple directions. Everything in this universe is mind, is the first law of the Hermetic principles. These principles are very ancient and a combination of old Egyptian concepts, as the Corpus Hermeticum, the Emerald Tablets, with Greek philosophy such as Platonism. The Kabbalion is a book from the 19th century that explains the 7 principles that govern reality. It is written by the 3 initiates, whose names are not officially known. Of course, people have assumptions who they are, or where. I will not go into depth here, because that would be a long episode on its own, but I leave it here for everyone who might be interested in alchemy and mysticism that have influenced many great thinkers that have formed this world. I will repeat the first principle, because that is what fits here perfectly. The all is mind. The universe is mental. And the reason why I mention all this here is because I want to emphasize on the fact that everything our mind declares as truth becomes manifest in our brain and then resides within our nervous system. The frequency becomes part of us as we are broadcasting it out into the world and manifest the fear, for example, that lingers within us, whether we are conscious about it or not. So every little story that we are telling ourselves, you are not good enough, or whatever it may be, resonates with others and creates circumstances in our life. There is a famous quote from the brilliant Swiss psychologist Carl G. Jung, who is known as the founder of the analytical psychotherapy. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. I will repeat it once more. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. End of quote. That sums everything up quite nicely, at least for me. Someone else might say, but the stories in our heads are conscious. Yes, you know about them, and they are repeated in your head and might even keep you up at night, but by a subconscious pattern. But who tells the story? Is it truly yourself? I have other episodes where I go more into detail about the so-called subpersonalities, the dictators who live in our subconscious mind and order things as they please if we are not aware of them. When we begin to understand them, we get to heal and break free and out of the patterns of trauma. May it be our own, from childhood, this life, or a past parallel one, or is it an inherited trauma from our ancestors? We are so complex beings. Maybe that's why this world looks so messy at times. There are so many narratives and strands out there. The most famous one of these subpersonalities is the inner child. In the best case scenario, it should remind us every day what a wonder life on earth is, and how fun it is to wield magic. The wings that I come up with in the beginning of this episode, the wings of Goddess Isis, who gives protection, comfort and healing, are an emanating energy, a sphere of light, the energetic torus field of the heart. Maybe the wings of a mother or a father, perhaps a friend that holds you in a loving hug when times seem dire, a frequency that lifts you up. Or you activate the wings within yourself by learning how to calm your mind, integrate your shadow, and learn how to fly above all the noise. When you once activated these wings, they help you glide through the ethers without any kind of negative emotion that may want to tempt you to come down. All the beautiful birds out there one day started to train how to use their wings properly. A loving mother energy that supports and gives a safe space for enough confidence to start trying is out there in the cosmos, and also deep within ourselves. So the question of this episode is, are you ready to spread your own wings and fly? I love to hear from you. Next week, the sun is moving into the sign of Leo. The themes for the season are creativity, children, royalty or confidence. Jupiter is already prancing, highlighting this fire sign. You can leave questions in the comments of my YouTube channel named Crystal Seraphim Sounds or my Instagram. For those of you who do not have social media and love to send questions or would like to book a one-on-one session to go on a soul sound journey with me to learn how to spread your wings and fly, send me an email for further details. You can find everything in the show notes. Thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you a beautiful weekend. Love to you all. Rose.